Say Marvel and we heard Spider-Man. Of course, with Iron Man and others. But Spider-Man movies from the Marvel Universe have never failed to amaze us. With its storyline, beautiful dialogues, and world-class action scenes. To cherish our love for Marvel cinema, in this video, we're going to do a breakdown of the movie Spider-Man vs. Venom. So let's begin. A young guy by the name of Peter Parker lived in the busy metropolis of New York, with its enormous skyscrapers and never-ending commotion. Peter was not your typical young man. He was hiding something. He was an industrious college student and photographer by day, but at night he changed into the incredible Spider-Man, swooping from building to building, battling evil and defending the defenseless. Peter Parker had a difficult existence. When he was barely a teenager, he lost his Uncle Ben to a robber and discovered an important lesson. With great power comes great responsibility. Peter has vowed to use his abilities for good ever since. In addition to his superhuman strength and ability to crawl on walls, this brilliant genius also invented web shooters that could swing through the metropolis. Peter had to overcome obstacles daily even with his superpowers. He battled academic difficulties, dealt with bullies, and attempted to uphold connections while concealing his true nature. Because he frequently had to postpone engagements to battle villains or save someone in need, his romantic interest, Mary Jane Watson, was a continual source of both happiness and annoyance. Something amazing occurred one evening. A bizarre, sticky black stuff was brought into Central Park by a spaceship that crashed into it. This stuff was alive, an alien symbiote searching for a host to attach itself to and take control of. Eddie Brock was the first host that it found quickly. A journalist named Eddie had lost everything. He had a bitter vengeance towards Spider-Man and resented him for his misfortunes. The symbiote felt Eddie's pain and rage and magnified them when it linked with him. Together they developed into Venom, a sinister and twisted Spider-Man clone with abilities like to his, but considerably more lethal. Spider-Man had never fought a villain quite like Venom, because the symbiote could suppress Spider-Man's spider sense, a vital sense Peter relied on to perceive danger. He was powerful, swift, and nearly difficult to detect. Venom was aware of Peter's anxieties, secrets, and above all, his loved ones. Eddie went on the rampage, terrorizing the city and focusing on Peter's friends and family, motivated by his hatred and the symbiote's control. He delighted in torturing Peter, frequently leaving confusing notes and wreaking havoc wherever he went. Venom's presence started to weigh heavily on once vibrant and bustling New York, and Spider-Man was straining to keep up. One stormy night, Spider-Man and Venom's impending fight came to a head. After luring Spider-Man into a trap at an abandoned chapel, Venom has taken Mary Jane prisoner. With the sound of thunder and the flash of lightning, the atmosphere was tense and the air thick. Fear and resolve pulsed in Peter's heart as he swung into the church, prepared to face his worst enemy. The conflict was intense. Peter's dexterity and resourcefulness were matched by Venom's strength and ruthlessness. Peter struggled to deliver a crushing blow because of the symbiote's ability to change shape, and Venom's insults and psychological warfare affected him. The battle continued, each fighter taking advantage of their surroundings. Peter, in a desperate attempt, realizes that the alien was susceptible to sound. He scaled the bell tower and rang the enormous bells as loudly as he could. The alien shrieked in agony as the loud noises echoed throughout the chapel. Eddie begged Peter to assist him after becoming momentarily independent of the alien's influence. Eddie had done everything he could, but Peter could not let him die. He recognized Eddie's humanity as well as the anguish and suffering that had brought him to this terrible place. With one last agonizing push, Peter used the church bells and his might to free Eddie from the alien. The symbiote, writhing and weakened, tried to escape, but Peter contained it, ensuring it couldn't harm anyone else. Eddie, free from the symbiote's influence, collapsed, exhausted and remorseful. He looked at Peter with a mix of gratitude and shame. Peter, always the hero, extended a hand to Eddie. "It's over, Eddie. You can still make things right." The wounds from Venom's fear persisted, but the city gradually restored to normal. Eddie was placed under arrest, but Peter saw to it that he got the support he required to get well and turn his life around. The symbiote was kept safe and away from people in a state-of-the-art facility. Peter carried on with his life, juggling his roles as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Though it had damaged him, the encounter with Venom had strengthened his faith in atonement and the ability to do good despite all the obstacles. After being saved, Mary Jane developed a fresh perspective on Peter. She stood by him, offering her love and support, knowing the weight that he carried. As their relationship deepened, Peter took comfort in the knowledge that he wasn't fighting this battle alone. Venom and Spider-Man's story is one of struggle, atonement, and the steadfast spirit of a hero. Peter Parker stuck to the principles that his Uncle Ben had taught him despite his hardships and setbacks. His struggle with Venom served as evidence of his fortitude, empathy, and steadfast resolve to defend those who were unable to defend themselves. Ultimately, Spider-Man triumphed not only due to his abilities but also because of his compassion. He demonstrated that humanity and hope can win even in the most dire circumstances. Thus, as a symbol of optimism and the amazing power of responsibility, the amiable neighborhood Spider-Man flew across the city. The concept of accountability is one of the main ideas. Peter struggles with his responsibilities as Spider-Man and how they affect his personal life daily. He lives by the well-known adage, with great power comes great responsibility. Eddie and Peter both have identity issues. While Eddie's transition into Venom demonstrates a lack of control over his identity as the symbiote accentuates his darker tendencies, Peter struggles to strike a balance between being Spider-Man and being Peter Parker. Eddie's quest is motivated by retaliation, which finally brings him to an end. However, Peter's capacity for forgiveness and moving on shows how strong it is to let go of grievances. In addition to being a physical conflict, Spider-Man and Venom are engaged in a moral conflict. It has to do with the decisions they make and what those decisions reveal about their character. Spider-Man vs. Venom has amazing visuals. The dynamic photography effectively conveys both Venom's terrifying presence and Spider-Man's smooth motions, especially in the parts where Venom's symbiote powers are fully displayed. The special effects are excellent. Venom's rough, dark aesthetic stands in stark contrast to Spider-Man's nimble, brilliant appearance, highlighting their opposing personalities. Not to be overlooked is the set design. The locations, which include New York City's tall skyscrapers and the shadowy passageways where much of the action takes place, improve the film's tone and mood. Every place has a lively vibe and contributes to the overall ambiance. The movie's sound design is essential to drawing viewers into the narrative. A well-known composer's score for music masterfully conveys the narrative's highs and lows. It's dark and menacing when Venom makes an appearance, and heroic and upbeat when Spider-Man wins. The sound effects are clear and powerful, particularly in the action sequences. Every time Venom appears on screen, the unnerving sounds made by the symbiote add another level of unease. Clear and well-delivered dialogue helps in effectively expressing the intentions and feelings of the characters. Marvel fans, what is your favorite scene from the movie? Do share in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And thank you so much for watching.